Hey, it's Dr. Dale with 5 reasons why, if you're going through a divorce and the death of a loved one at the same time, it can feel devastating. And that leads me to number one, is that you feel like your whole world is crumbling apart right in front of you. All the things that you've known have changed. And that leads me to number two, is that you're dealing with two different losses. You're dealing with the loss of the relationship with your husband or your wife or your partner, and you're dealing with the loss of the deceased loved one. Make sure that you're grieving those separately, because they're two separate losses. And that leads me to number three, is that you have a lot of mixed emotions. You could be angry if the divorce was something that was hard, and then you can be depressed about the loss of the loved one, going through the 5 stages of grief. And I tell my clients this all the time. Those 5 stages do apply to the loss of a relationship or the loss of a loved one. So, and that leads me to number four, is that you're on autopilot. You're kind of walking around not knowing what to do. You're feeling this big void, and you're looking for answers, and you're trying to understand what's happening. Just know that you're going through the stages of grief. You're going to be angry. You're going to be bargaining. You're going to be depressed. You're going to have denial. And that final stage is the acceptance stage. And that leads me to number five, is that you feel all alone, and you can feel abandoned, especially if you feel like that divorce was thrown on you at the last minute while you losing your mother or your father or your child. And so now you have feeling like you have no one to depend on. If this is you, this can be really, really hard. Make sure you stop and understand what's happening. You have two losses going on, and your emotions are going to be all over the place. And if you're really, really struggling with this, please seek a therapist so they can help you maneuver through these two separate losses. Like I said, you're losing that relationship and you're losing that loved one. And it depends on how negative that relationship was, or that divorce is, that where this could really, you know, be hard to deal with on your own. So praying for everybody who's lost anybody and who's going through a divorce at the same time.